Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB and this is Football Manager 2022, the Youth Academy Chance with Beira-Mar. We're not going to be playing any games. We're not going to be going forward any stage of the season. We are going to be looking at the wacky world of Football Manager and see what's been happening around the world. In the 10 seasons we've been at Beira-Mar, because we're now in 2032, I like to think something interesting might have happened. So, we're going to look at the international competitions first, aka the World Cup and the Euros, and maybe the Copa America as well, if that's interesting, or even the African Cup of Nations. And we're just going to go through those and see if anything interesting's happened in the meantime. So, get strapped in, we're going for a ride. So, the World Cup past winners are here, and England won the first World Cup, beating Argentina in Qatar, and then the next World Cup, we saw Belgium beat England, when we have a very interesting team there. And the last World Cup saw Germany beat Italy in the final. Italy being in third place in the two previous World Cups. Portugal third place this time around. But no England this time, so probably some sense of normality. But the fact that Belgium have won a World Cup in 2026 is very good indeed. So we're now at the European Championships. There's actually a European Championships happening right now. And Holland have won the first two since we started the save. And it's kind of surprising that's the case. England actually host this one. And while Spain and Italy have been runners up, we're looking at the round of 16 for this current stage. And England versus Belgium in a World Cup final rematch. Holland versus Turkey. Denmark versus Poland. France versus Spain in the last 16. Scotland versus Italy. Germany versus Norway. Czech Republic versus Ukraine. Serbia versus Portugal. So the African Cup of Nations, I actually want to go through this very quickly. Cameroon won the first one. Then Morocco won the second one. Nigeria then win it. Then Ivory Coast win it, then Cameroon, and then Guinea-Bissau win it. Yes, my goalkeeper actually took part in the Guinea-Bissau win the African Cup of Nations and has actually got a trophy to his name on international duties. Hooray for that. The fact we've had 5 different winners in the last 6 editions is very interesting indeed. And no final has really been the same. I think only Cameroon and Nigeria have been to the final more than once so far. So that's also interesting. The Gold Cup has seen Jamaica, Mexico, and USA win it. No team has won it twice in a row, though Canada have actually made it the final 2 years running and lost both times. Unfortunately for them, USA can never seem to beat Jamaica, it feels like. So the Copa America is here, and Mexico beat Colombia in the final of that, and Argentina beat Brazil in another final, a repeat of the current one. It's just literally just happened. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Argentina can beat Brazil in the final again, but Mexico-Colombia being a final is what I was not expecting. It was literally the reverse of the 2001 one, so good for them. So what we're going to do is actually go through the leagues through this format. So we're going to go to the English leagues first and then see what happens in there. Unfortunately, if you look at this, it's been rather boring. Liverpool, Chelsea, then City. Yeah, City won it a lot, with then Man United breaking it and then City winning it again. Yeah, Liverpool winning it the first season, and then we start to see more of the same here. Southampton went down, Birmingham in the Premier League at 1 point. Then City started to win the league title of the year. QPR being up there was interesting though. Norwich came back up with Fulham. City winning again. Newcastle in the Europa League places now. We then have Man City winning again. Newcastle win the Europa League to get into the Champions League. And then we see City winning again. No surprise there. Newcastle missing Europe because of, well, Leeds doing something. And then City win again. So the top 7 is literally become what you'd expect to be in real life, anything in a couple of years' time. Villa break into it as well. Arsenal actually miss out. So Everton and Villa have actually broken into the top 7. Middlesbrough in the Premier League at 1 point. Forest were in there as well. Sheffield United were back up here. Liverpool being below Everton is a bit of a shock to me. Even if City were to win the title again. Only by goal difference ahead of Chelsea though. That's closer than I was expecting. And then we see City win again. Newcastle get top 4. Everton finish above Liverpool again. So Liverpool not enjoying themselves right here. Fulham, Villa and Sheffield United all getting relegated this year. Leicester now in 16th place, not enjoying themselves. Tottenham out of the top 8. So Everton might have just invited themselves and said, yeah, we'll make it a top 8 now, a regular top 8 competition. And then United win the title. Forest back up again, getting ready to get it straight back down. West Brom survive actually. Burnley have gone down. Southampton gone down. But Leicester now in the top 7. They're inviting themselves. Tottenham down in 12th. That's a bad season from their point of view. And then this year has just happened. Tottenham again in 11th. So Tottenham are starting to struggle a little bit. Villa, QPR and Fulham have just gone down. And Newcastle have invited themselves to the top 6. Everton up there as well. So start to wonder if Tottenham are starting to be the team that's not going to do well here. But this is the league for next year, and that's not really a lot of difference, is it really, when you think about it? But Bournemouth are up there now, so maybe they're the only one that really stands out here. Not really a lot of change, actually, outside of Bournemouth and Sheffield United. Let's go down to the Championship. There's Villa down here, and Wrexham up here. That's the biggest jump I've seen so far. 3 promotions then. And other than that, there's not really been a massive jump, and no one really stands out to me, other than Crew maybe. League One, don't really see anyone that's standing out right now here. And Salford is just 1 division. Sheffield Wednesday going down 1 division. Southend up 2 divisions, but it's not really too much of a shock. I don't see anyone standing out in this division, really. I wouldn't expect to see up here at some point. League 2, Boreham Wood up here. Not a shock though, neither is Bromley when you think about it. It's Fly as well. Mason United, actually, I haven't seen them up here before, so that's a good, interesting omen for them. And then you've got no one really standing out. York City, 2 divisions, but they really were a league team before anyway. Bolton being down here is not, I suppose, a massive shock. Varnarama National League, don't really see anyone shocked. I mean, apart from Gillingham, but that's me being biased. Not really seeing a massive shock for teams down here. And again, National League North, I don't really see a massive shock. And that is honestly me being blunt and saying that. I actually don't know half the teams down here. Barnet, it's not a massive drop when you think about it. Dover, not really a shock down there. Yeah, I don't really see a massive shock. FA Cup winners, we see Brighton win it in the first season. That might be a bit of a shock, actually. West Ham winning it as well. Leeds getting an FA Cup win. City winning it 5 times in 6 years. Then Chelsea, United swapping the trophy when they get to the final 2 years running. No Liverpool, no Newcastle. Carabao Cup, City. Well, City win it many years. Then they trade it with Chelsea and Man United. And yeah, it's literally those 3 teams that's won it. Brentford getting to the final 1 year was interesting, though. Community Shield, does anyone care about this? I don't think anyone really cares about this one, but no real shocks really to win it. Okay, so let's go to Serie A now. And Juventus just won a title, but they didn't win it many times. They won in the first season, then Roma won it, then Inter, then Juventus. Then Roma win it twice, then Milan win it twice, Inter win it twice. So for 6 years, Juventus did not win the trophy. That might be a nice change of pace. And I don't really see a massive shock in this division, really. Coppa Italia, well, no one stands out. I mean, Atalanta winning it a few times is not really a shock. Milan winning it, Napoli winning it, Inter winning it, Juventus winning it, Roma. I mean, they're really the usual suspects, aren't they? Super Cup, Lazio getting a win is not a massive shock. Juventus winning it, Roma winning it, Atalanta, Milan, Inter, yeah, not really shocks. Now, the Bundesliga, this might be a bit of an interesting one. Maybe the first real change, I think. Bayern win it the first couple of years, then Leipzig win it, then Bayern, then Dortmund, then Leipzig, then Dortmund. Bayern go 4 years without a league trophy here, and that could be a bit of a shock. I don't know, it might be a shock. I don't really see any real shocks in the league. Any missing teams I would expect to see here. Deutsche Pokal, we see Wolfsburg winning the first year, being Freiburg in the final. That might be a surprise, actually. Dortmund, then Bayern, then Hertha Berlin get a trophy, then RB Leipzig win it. Wow. 4 in the next 5. Bayern Leverkusen get 1, then Bayern Munich get 1. But Wolfsburg getting 2 consecutive finals as well is interesting. Super Cup, we see Bayern dominated, then Leipzig and Bayern and Dortmund, so not really a massive shock there. Unfortunately, Spain's a bit boring. Barcelona just win it year on year, and I don't know how they did. Sociedad getting the finals, getting to the second places 1 year or twice is actually not expected, but at the same time, I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised. Atalanta don't really do much. I mean, Real Madrid get 1 trophy, as do Atletico Madrid, so yeah, it's not a massive shock, I suppose. But yeah, this is an interesting season. Sociedad win it 2 years running. Bilbao get a trophy in here, so this is more diverse in winners. Sociedad, Sevilla, Real Madrid. Barcelona only win it once. Bilbao get a trophy too, so Barcelona don't really touch this competition. They do touch this a bit more, but not a massive amount, to be honest with you. Atletico Madrid do win this. And yeah, no Barcelona in the last 3 seasons winning it. That's a nice change of pace, isn't it? Okay, so Ligue 1, I think this is a shock because PSG did not win it every year. Now, they've won it twice in the last 4 seasons. Lyon have been the team that's fighting them, and they've been the top 2 teams every year for the last 4 years. But they win the first year, then Lyon win it the next year, then PSG win it again, Nice win it, then PSG, Monaco, PSG, Lyon, PSG win it twice, and Lyon. So no team has really won it 3 years running, and Despite everyone's expectations, PSG have not run away with it, and I don't know if there's actually been anything to do with a takeover that's caused this. They scaled down the funding twice. That might be a reason for it, but who knows? It's a shock to me either way. The Coupe de France has seen many winners. PSG did not win it for 4 years. Rennes, Monaco, Nice, Lyon. Then PSG win it 2 years running. Then Rennes win it again. And they've literally just traded it. Rennes and PSG have traded this trophy for the last 7 years. Cool. Good for them. The Trophy de Champion has seen Rennes after PSG win it. Then it's Lyon, Nice, Monaco. PSG win in the last 4 years. So I guess I shouldn't be too shocked by that. We're now in Brazil. Now, I must confess, I wasn't expecting to do this first and foremost, but Brazil was interesting to me because I don't know much about it, but Flamengo win the first 2 years, then Sao Paulo win it, then Bragantino win it, then we see teams that I've never heard of win it, and I'm going to be honest, this is me not knowing a lot about Brazilian football. I apologize for not knowing half these teams, but I feel like there's a bit of a shock winner in here, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this league. And also, I like to think there's been a few shock relegations in this. So let's go through the leagues, which I haven't done before. Corinthians got relegated in the second year. I think that kind of turns out to be a shock straight away, isn't it? Unless they've been relegated before. No, they weren't. They're literally, mid-table team, and then they got relegated? That is a surprise to me. They're still in the second tier. Oh my days, okay. So some teams down here I actually recognize being relegated, like Fluminense, Cruzeiro, Botafogo, and I'm just surprised. Corinthians get relegated again. Fluminense again. Ramiro being relegated. Cruzeiro going down. Santos went down once. Vasco da Gama went down. Corinthians down again, as were Fluminense and Ramiro. Sao Paulo went down. Internacional went down. Oh my god, feels like a free-for-all. This is what having a view-only league is. You can see some random shots. Flamengo go down. Goodness me, this is bizarre, to say the least. Santos and Flamengo and Grêmio going down. Sao Paulo in relegation zone right now. Internacional right down. Brazil's mental. I'm just going to say this here. Brazil feels like a mental league. And they got Santos Corinthians down here right now. Botafogo could be getting relegated for the second tier, for goodness sake. Portugal we know about. We've looked through the leagues for the most part quite consistently. Sporting Club de Portugal, Porto and Benfica, the top 3 teams winning it every year, really. No shockers there. Taça de Portugal, we see those 3 teams winning it every year. Though Braga were the defending champions in the first year, the Boa Vista have won it once. So that's the only real surprise there. No one's really taken the crown from the top 3 in this Allianz Cup, though. And the Supertaça Candidato de Oliveira has seen Boa Vista win the trophy once. So, interesting times. Unfortunately, Ajax decided to win the trophy every single season and then decide one year, oh, we're going to give it to PSV. Not that they really have a choice. PSV just won the title from them. Let's go through the league campaign. Any shocks that went down? I don't really see a massive shock going down, to be honest with you. It's also a league that's loaded, so it wouldn't be a shock if no one surprising went down. It feels like the view-only leagues are very much free-for-alls, and I love it for that. But I don't really see a massive shock of teams going down in this division, really. So, yeah. No one really shocking me going down here. And the teams that are going up are Ballon, NAC, and Venlo. Has anyone gone down in this division? Because you get relegation in the first season. Ballon went down, then GVV went down, Donstad went down, GVV went down again, Katwijk went down, FC Heidenheim went down, Utrecht B team went down, then Bosch went down. I think that's a bit of a surprise. And Hammersborg just went down. So maybe there's a few surprises in here. I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking at Austria's past winners. And Salzburg win the first couple of years. Then Vienna win it. Then Salzburg win it 2 years running. And then they don't win for the next 4 years. Something's happened in Austria. And we're going to look at this. Because Klagenfurt went down. They're the current holders. So Klagenfurt went down the first year. And now are the current holders. And the second season saw Rapid Vienna went down. Rapid Vienna went down in the second season. Then LASK went down. Then we are seeing some more surprises. We're at one point seeing Rapid Vienna and LASK not even being in the top flight together. LASK came back up. And then Vienna won the first season. I know this is like the first stage. But LASK got relegated again. Rapid Vienna survived. Much so in shock. Then Leibniz win. RB Salzburg finished in the bottom half. Rapid Vienna were relegated. So this might be the biggest shock so far. Hartsburg get relegated. Sturmstrat got Europa Conference League despite finishing 11th place in the regular season. Austrian Vienna win, and that's an interesting take. Tuil get relegated. Leibniz win again. And then the most recent season has come through Klagenfurt just win the trophy. That's actually a thing that's happening right now. And we look at some teams that are missing, and you realise that LASK and RAPID are still in the second tier of Austrian football. This is interesting for a view-only league, wouldn't you think? Unless you support LASK and RAPID. We're now actually looking at the Austrian Cup, and this is bizarre. Salzburg win the first 2 years, then they don't get anywhere close until 1 year. Austria confuses me in this division, in this save, it really does. So Scottish football is unfortunately a little bit boring because Rangers win the first, 10 seasons, then, the first 9 seasons, then Celtic win the last 2. No one really shocking, to be honest with you, in this division, quite frankly, and I don't really see any shocks. Scottish Cup has seen Celtic and Rangers not win for the last 3 years. Aberdeen win the second season, and then win it for 2 years afterwards, so they got a lot of trophies here. Then Rangers and Celtic share it, then it's Aberdeen, Hearts, and Hibernia. Rangers, Celtic, this is the boring one, isn't it? So, we're going to Argentina. Boca Juniors just got relegated. Boca Juniors have literally just been relegated, finishing in 17th place. That was not what I was expecting when I decided to go and look through Argentina today, but there we go. They win the first year, and then suddenly, Argentina's a mess as a whole, generally. They have their first phase, and they have the next phases, and so on and so forth. It's just mental. Vélez go down a few times, it looks like, as well. So that's an interesting season. River Plate go down as well. Independiente go down as well. What is happening in Argentina? I mean, the teams that won the last couple of years are absolutely teams I've never heard of. But River Plate go down as well. I am just confused. I mean, Deb Muon literally won it 2 years before they get relegated again. Then Boca Juniors has been relegated. This might be a bizarre season for me to look in this. So we've got no River Plate. I didn't realise River Plate had gone down as well. We've missed a few teams in this competition, I think. Yeah, Boca Juniors in one division, River Plate in the same division. What's happened here? We're now at Russia, and we're missing another team that might be a surprise. CSKA Moscow have been relegated. We've had 7 different winners in the last 7 seasons in Russia. So Zenit win the first 2 seasons, then Sochi win the next 2 seasons. Before Rubin Kazan, CSKA Moscow, Dynamo Moscow, Lokomotiv Moscow, Zenit, Krasnodar, Rostov, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Okay, we haven't won the 7. I lied. Lokomotiv Moscow are the only team to win it twice in the last 9 years. Yeah, Lokomotiv Moscow are the only team to really do it more than once in the last recent years, but it's still a shock either way. I have to say that here and now. And the fact that CSKA Moscow have been relegated as well, not once, but twice in the recent years, that might be a shock for some people. I know it's a shock for me because I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, when I see CSKA Moscow finish 12th in this season and then get relegated the next, that's a surprise. They come back up, but then get relegated as a team bottom of the table. Russia's weird. We're now looking at Ukraine, not really a massive shock, but Shakhtar Donetsk and Dynamo Kiev have shared the title for the last several years, but then Zoya just won the title, and no Shakhtar or Dynamo Kiev on the top 3. What's happened in the last season? Shakhtar finished in 6th, Dynamo Kiev finished in 5th, and Dynamo Kiev have missed out on European football. I'm just going to go through these seasons, and I want you to tell me if there's any shocks in this, because I actually don't know. And I really don't know much about Ukrainian football, but I want you to tell me, has there been a shock relegation in this somewhere? Because I want to know. I really want to know about this. And there's just a few things in this that I'm just interested in finding out about, really. Belgium's been a bit boring as well, because Anderlecht have kind of decided to take over the league, quite frankly, and Club Brugge won the first year, then Anderlecht win it twice, Genk win it once, then Anderlecht win it the next 4 years, then you got Solid Brugge winning it the next year, then Anderlecht have won it the last 2 seasons. Union Saint-Gilloise are actually a team I remember seeing in a video somewhere, and they just got into second, so they're doing well for themselves. Has there been any shock relegations in this league is the question I want to know. Because I don't really see anyone that... Maybe Salt running game going down is a bit of a surprise, but apart from then, I've not really seen... Standard Liège got 17th place 1 year. Oh my god, Standard Liège. What are you doing? What are Standard Liège trying to do? They're trying to get relegated, it feels like, in this division. Has anyone really shocking gone down yet? I don't feel... No one's really shockingly gone down yet, but Standard Liège came close. They've become a mid-table, bottom half team now, Standard Liège. That's a shock to me. Croatia has seen Dinamo Zagreb not win the title in consecutive years for the first time in a while. And after winning the many years running, it's 1961 win it, then Dinamo get back to it, but then Split win it. So Dinamo Zagreb at one point did not even finish in the top 3. So these are the seasons that happened. Dinamo Zagreb are ridiculously good, as I've come to realize in these says and in just generally in Football Manager as a whole. I look at this season and see them finishing 4th, and I wonder what on earth has happened. They won the title the next year, but then they finished 2nd again. So this season was bizarre because I don't know what's going on. And football, when you're looking at view-only leagues, is rather bizarre as itself. Turkey's here, and Trabzonspor win the first year, then Fenerbahce win 2 years, then Besiktas win a couple of years. Then this team who I've never heard of won it, and I'm gonna be honest, given they've never won the title before, and they win it in the first 3 years, and are now considered the best team in the country, I wouldn't be shocked if I'd never heard of this team. But has there been any massive team apart from maybe Istanbul getting relegated? That looks like a shock to me. But has there been a massive shock in this division that I have never heard about? Trabzonspor I knew were a big team, but I never saw they actually went down. I think Galatasaray actually ever won the title. I don't think they have actually won a title in this save. Now I think about it. Galatasaray have not won the title in this save. Well, that is a shock. Oh wow, okay. That might be a surprise to me. We're looking at MLS, and I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what the hell is going on with MLS because it's a confusing league, and I don't watch MLS. I'm just going to show you the past winners and let you decide for yourselves if this is a shock or not. Because I actually have no idea what the hell is going on. And because anyone can win it, so I get the impression it's not a shock when some of these teams win. I mean, Charlotte won it once, so good for them for winning at least one time here. So Greece has been interesting because Olympiacos have not won the league title since 2024. And have only managed to get to the top 3 twice since then. Olympiacos have forgotten how to win the league title, and it's interesting. So let's go over these leagues. Apparently Ares got 6 points deducted, but they still managed to get into top 6 anyway. So good for them. And I'm just going to be honest with you and say I have no idea what the hell's going on in this division, but Olympiacos not winning the league title for the last 8 years is interesting to me, since I literally have no idea what's going on. There's a league table and a Champions group and relegation group. That makes more sense. Okay. So when I see different teams win the title, I'm just going to assume that something's happened. Olympiacos at one point did not get in the Champions group. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I'm just going to be honest and say I have no idea what's happening here. But Olympiacos have not won the league title in the last couple of years. And they finished in 3rd, 6th, 4th, 6th, 7th, 7th, 3rd, and 6th. That's Olympiacos in a nutshell. And it's confusing to see that they've fallen so hard. So Switzerland has seen no Basel or Young Boys win the title since 2022. And there might be a bigger shock on the horizon for you guys, given that there's a bit of a team missing here. St. Gallen have just been relegated, and, well, I'm just going to go for the league's campaigns and let you know. Well, I want you to tell me if there's any shocks in this, because I want to know what you think about Grasshopper getting relegated the first year. Okay. Basel finished in 8th in the second season, and then they fish again down there. Young Boys got relegated while qualifying for the Europa League. Basel were down there in 8th. Sion get relegated. Basel were in 9th. Then Basel get relegated along with Zurich, because I assume they lost in a relegation promotion playoffs. Verdes go down. Basel have not come back. Young Boys have been relegated now. And they got relegated twice now, so that's an interesting time. But Basel have come back. They finished in 5th in their first season. Then they get relegated again. And now this season's just happened, and St. Gallen's finished in 9th and get the Europa Conference League football, while Switzerland have lost European places. Basel, they've just finished in 7th. And Switzerland might have gone down a very different route than I was expecting, and Basel being in the 2nd tier and struggling to get top half was not on my list of things I was expecting. Denmark's here. Copenhagen have not won the title since 2026. They've only managed to get to the top 3 twice since then. Okay, let's go over the leagues. So, Bromley got relegated in the 2nd season. That might be a surprise. Midtjylland went down in the 3rd season. OB went down in the next year after that. Nordsjælland and Rangers went down. Then Midtjylland went relegated as well. Nordsjælland get relegated again. And I'm just looking at teams I recognize and seeing going down. Nordsjælland got relegated a lot. Oh my. So yeah, Nordsjælland get relegated again. Copenhagen finished in 8th, but qualified for the Europa Conference League. Copenhagen finished in 11th, but survive. Copenhagen might be struggling in this season, and I don't know why. So I'm going to be honest, I think the Czech Republic might be the most interesting league to me because of what's happened here. So Sparta Prague win the first 3 seasons, then Baník win it, then JLAB win it 2 years running, Slovian Liberec win it, then Slovakia win it, then Opava win it, and Slovakia win it again, and then Sparta Prague win it for the first time in many, many years. 8 seasons to be exact. But this is what makes it interesting. So, inside 3 seasons, we see a shock relegation in Slavia Prague going down. So, that might be the first shock here. Then Victoria Plzeň go down, Sparta Prague only just survive. Then Sparta Prague are the team that gets relegated. And JLAB are the champions. Then Baník get relegated themselves, and JLAB win again. Dukla Prague, just missing on the title, is interesting here. Sparta Prague and Slavia Prague are the bottom 2 teams in the next season, and this is what makes it so interesting here. JLAB, who won the title a couple years ago, are now relegated. Slavia Prague were bottom in the original campaign. Then Slavia Prague get relegated again. Sparta Prague on 13th. Sparta Prague start to get up the table a little bit, but the team in 12th place get relegated here. And Sparta Prague have just won the league title, and Slavia Prague are still down in this division, along with Victoria Plzeň. And I don't know much about the Czech football leagues, but I know those 2 teams are pretty big teams to be down here, along with Baník, Ostrava. So I thought it was interesting to show this league, and it's one of the reasons why I decided to go and do a Czech league save. So now we are in the Champions League past winners list. Inter win the first season, PSG win the second, then Liverpool win it, then Man United win it twice, RB Leipzig win once, Chelsea win once, Barcelona win again. For the first time since 2015, PSG win it for the second time, and then Man City for the last 2 years have won the Champions League trophy. They win the league title, 8 years running, and they finally win the Champions League. It only took them, 10 seasons, 11 seasons to do it. Europa League has seen some interesting winners. Atalanta win the first year, Wolfsburg beat Chelsea, then Leipzig beat Arsenal, Lyon beat Dortmund, Newcastle beat Arsenal, Milan beat Tottenham, Lyon beat Arsenal, PSG win it, beating Atalanta and then win the Champions League next year. Liverpool beat Real Madrid, that's an interesting Europa League final. Benfica win a European trophy, the first one in many, many years, beating Lyon. Atletico Madrid beat Bayern Munich in the final. Now that final is bizarre. And in the Europa Conference League, well, would you know it, Tottenham have not won a trophy yet. Roma win the first year beating Rennes, Arsenal then beat Lazio, Villarreal beat Stuttgart, West Ham beat PSV, Atalanta beat Tottenham in the final, Augsburg win a trophy beating Fiorentina, Atalanta then beat Bilbao, winning it for the second time, being the first team to do it. Napoli then beat Lens, Sassuolo beat Hoffenheim, Bayern Leverkusen beat Arsenal, and Leicester just beat Metz. There's interesting winners here, I like to think. So for those who are wanting to know who win the Ballon d'Or in the first couple of seasons, Erling Haaland wins it in 2021, beating Lukaku, and Haaland wins the first year in the Ballon d'Or. Then De Bruyne beats Lewandowski and Mbappe, who's just gone to Man United. Then Salah wins, beating Lewandowski and Lukaku. Then Mbappe wins it 2 years running, beating Haaland and Goretzka, and Haaland and De Bruyne. Then we see Haaland win it 2 years running, beating Mbappe and Pedri. Then beating Vieira and Barella. Before the most bizarre winner on this list, I'm going to be honest to say this, Edouard beating Mbappe and Haaland for the Ballon d'Or. Haaland then wins it, beating Mbappe and Pedri. Then Phil Foden comes out of nowhere and beats Haaland and Moriba, before Mbappe wins it back, beating Haaland and Fati. So yeah, I like to think this is a nice way to end it, and I am going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of thing in the future, and if I went over too many leagues, because I got excited. I'm going to be honest with you. I got excited about some of the stuff that's happening around the world, and I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.